Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net on Tuesday the 16th of December. Thanks again for watching. Bit of a late issue for this one. Been waiting for some more charts to come in that I wanted to show because it looks as if we could have some cold weather ahead. And to stay bang up to date with when we release a new look ahead video, just send an email to generalweather-subscribe@weatherweb.net and we'll send out an email just to let you know when these videos are updated. So you can do that now and make sure that you are up to date with the very latest videos. Also, there's just 2 days to go for posting my Weatherwise DVD and my Pocket Weather Forecaster book. Loads of you have bought these, and thank you so much for doing that. They make ideal Christmas presents for yourself or for somebody else. You can order them now online at the website, and we'll make sure they're dispatched, and you'll get them in time for Christmas. All right, on with the forecast, and get ready because it's going to be a bit of a cold one. Got some new charts at weatherweb.net at the moment. You get these stratospheric temperature charts. This is for 10 millibars. Get them by going up to charts at the top of the page. Click on that, and then down the left-hand side of the page, you'll see that it says GFS Ensemble. If you click on that, underneath you see it says NH Strato Temp 10 HPA. Click on that, and it will give you these charts. So this is the stratospheric temperatures as of this morning. But just take a look at what happens in 2 weeks' time. Look at this area of warming that's taken place here. Now that warming actually begins over the next couple of days, and this is something that we're watching for the potential signal that we could find conditions going colder towards the end of December into the early part of January. Typically you find, and this is only one piece of the jigsaw, but typically you find that temperature starts to decrease about 10 to 14 days after warming begins, and this looks to be the case at the moment, with a fall off in temperatures predicted, which I'll show you in just a second. Now interestingly, this is the mean of the 10 millibar height. So if I just turn them around like that for you, from December 2010, which as you probably remember was the coldest December on record, and you can see there, look, that it showed a warm stratosphere, particularly out here across Russia. And if you just take a look again at the prediction for 10 days time, doesn't that look a very, very familiar pattern, looking incredibly similar to that mean through December 2010. So it'll be an interesting one to watch. We're not saying by any means this is definitely going to happen, and there's definitely cold weather afoot, but it's just interesting. This is starting to tie up now and start to show very, very similar pattern to that we saw when we had that cold outbreak in 2010. But as I say, lots needs to come together in order for this to take place. The CFS sees it. This is the week 1 forecast from the 16th of December through to the 22nd, and it's got low the normal heights up towards the north. Look, we've got a west to west northwesterly flow down through the country during the coming week, which is essentially what we're going to be seeing into week 2. So this is going through the Christmas period itself. Look, got that area high pressure building to the south, lower pressure up towards the north. It brings in this more west to southwesterly flow. Those are those milder conditions I was telling you about in that run up to Christmas. And then weeks 3 and 4 really going into the idea of colder air trying to battle its way in. We've got high heights centred across the country, trough in the Atlantic here, look, builds the ridge, cross-polar flow coming in as well, and we get that kind of flow idea coming down. So we've got the idea of colder air trying to get down from the Arctic, gets into central parts of Europe. That's going to be bringing some really cold air across central parts of Europe into parts of Russia as well. It's going to be these sort of areas that see some really cold conditions if this came true. This is week 3, so this is right at the end of Christmas week into the new year. This is when I've been telling you I thought that we could see a plunge of colder air, and as I say, CFS sees this too. Week 4, 6th of January to the 12th of January, looking like this. High the normal heights in the Atlantic, low the normal look across the UK, and the pattern on this is actually something like this. We get that flow coming in, look, cutting down deeply down through the UK with a trough coming in. Cross-polar flow coming in across the north here, some very cold air up here, and it really does see a temperature dip. Now, Of course, this is just the CFS. Things can change, but this is backing up our forecast that we made of turning colder late on. This was the forecast we put out middle part of middle part of November. And look, we were talking about this sort of 24th, 31st period across the south, mostly dry as a ridge built in and cool. We talked about it becoming colder later, and we spoke about how rain would be across Scotland and Ireland, but then possibly turning drier as the week progressed and turning colder later as that ridge built in. And that's still the fundamental idea of the forecast we're going for. As if to emphasise that, this is the latest from the CFS, the latest temperature prediction for Birmingham. And you see here, look, that downward trend in temperatures, this really cold snap coming through here, look, right at the end of the year into the first few days of January. I think we're probably looking at a 10 to perhaps a 14-day period of colder weather, but with the real cold stuff focused around the 4th to around the 10th of January. I think that's the period that we need to be watching. And journalists, I know you're going to be watching, so please try and be sensible when you report what I'm saying here. What I'm talking about is cold weather potentially at the end of the year, the early part of January. We're not talking about the worst winter in 200 years. We're not talking about Snowmageddon, and we're not talking about weather that we've not seen before. What we are talking about is colder weather, certainly than we saw last winter, and it will be a normal wintry cold snap of the likes that we didn't really see much of during the 2000s, but that we've kind of got used to during the winter of 2010, 2011. It's that sort of level of cold snap, not lasting that long. Please don't go over the top with it, but it's an interesting one to watch, isn't it? The rest of you, everybody else watching this who aren't the journalists, you know that we've been building on this story now for several weeks, so it's interesting, isn't it, just to see how it all pans out. I'll leave you with that for now. Be interesting to see what tonight's charts and tomorrow brings, but whatever you're doing, thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. Please do spread the word amongst your friends about WeatherWeb. Don't forget you can subscribe to us on YouTube, so you get a notification of whenever these videos are updated. And, of course, you'll get all the updates through weatherweb.net as well. But for now, whatever you're doing, thanks again for watching, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.